Hi there, and welcome along to the first edition of the Dark Room Reviews. And in this first edition of the Dark Room Reviews, we're going to be looking at a record, an album that came out in 1984, and this was the 7th full album from the band Ultravox, and the album was called Lament. For any of you out there who are unfamiliar with Ultravox, they initially started in 1974 with their frontman John Fox, who was with the band until 1979. They didn't really do much commercially, and after he left, the band went through a bit of a transition, and the success really didn't happen until Majeur joined, who was their frontman from 1979 through to 1988. And as I said, the Lament album was released in 1984, and this was their 7th full studio album. And it reached number 8 on the UK album charts. Okay, so not their biggest success. Vienna went to number 3. Rage in Eden made it to number 4. But Lament, the album, made it to number 8 back in the UK album charts of 1984. And since then it's been re-released and repackaged in various formats. And the last one being in 2009 as a double disc. But the version that we'll be looking at today is it's a single disc. It has got a couple of extra tracks though, so we'll be having a look at them as well. But the first track on the album, if we take a quick listen to that, is a track called White China. Straight from the off, it's a brilliantly catchy track. It's really hits in with some force, and yeah, it's definitely a track to be reckoned with. The drum machine, the guitars, really is a great track, that White China. And that is also one of the extra tracks that you get on this particular CD version, White China, this special mix. And then we come to the first single released off the album, which was entitled One Small Day. And this was released on the 26th of January 1984. It made it to number 27 in the UK singles chart. Again, from the opening guitar riff, it's quite a heavy thumping song, guitar driven rather than synthesizer driven. And again, this is one of the extra tracks that you get on this particular release of the CD. You get the extended mix of One Small Day. And then track 3 starts off slowly but soon increases, and well, I don't know where you were on the planet if you didn't get to hear this at the time. Good video to go with it as well, talking about really the end of everything in a nuclear power plant meltdown. Dancing with Tears in My Eyes made it to number 3 in the UK singles chart back in 1984. And again, such a strong message portrayed in this song. Again, a brilliant song, really catchy. Gets sort of one of those songs that gets in your head. And yeah, brilliant. Another excellent track. And then we come to the final single release off of the album, which was the title song of the album, Lament. And this got to number 22, I believe, in the UK singles chart back in 1984. And again, this is also one of the extended versions that you get on this particular CD release. It's quite a haunting ballad, really, quite subdued compared to a lot of the other album. But again, still a very strong song, good lyrical content, fantastic voice by Majura as always, and yeah, really hard, really decent song. And then after the couple of extended versions that we spoke about, then you come to what would have been the first track of side 2. A Man of Two Worlds starts off quite slowly, works its way in, and then builds its way up. But yeah, a really strong track again. Quite like this. It's quite a melancholy track, quite a haunting track. Certainly one of my favourites off the album. And after Man of Two Worlds, we then come to The Heart of the Country, which again starts off drums, synthesizer, bit of guitar thrown in there as well. Again, a classic track, brilliant track, really can't fault it. Majure's vocals again coming over the top to making it a truly well-rounded, fantastic pop record. The next track we come to on the album is called When the Time Comes, and again it works its way up slowly and then again goes into quite a slow ballady song, I suppose, not quite as subdued as Lament, but again quite a forceful song, a song to be reckoned with definitely on the album, and again just a truly great pop song. Which brings us neatly to the last track on the album, with its growling start and its forceful intro. A Friend I Call Desire truly is a brilliant way to finish an album. A fantastic track. I love this song so much, it's fantastic. And if anything really with this album, on initial release there was only 8 tracks, and that would be one of the few things that I could say is a detrimental point about this album, is it's way too short. As I say, it was re-released with instrumental versions, extended versions, which I suppose helps a little bit. A couple of B-sides thrown in there as well. Certainly more value for money, I would imagine, than the initial release, but overall, really can't fault this album. If I had to choose a favourite track, really tricky actually. It's definitely one of the B-side tracks. I like Heart of the Country, Man of Two Worlds, When the Time Comes, but I think possibly the final track, A Friend I Call Desire, just somehow pips them all at the post really. It's just a fantastic, strong single, a very strong song, and again a great way to finish the album off. But that is not all, because now we come to the point where you can have a share. If you've enjoyed this review, if you want to hear some more, if you disagree with what I say, if you want to make your own comments and air your own views about this album, then certainly feel free to do so. Please comment. Also, please rate and please subscribe. And we're on Facebook as well, so look us up there and please like us on Facebook. But if you did like this album and you fancy hearing it in its entirety, this particular version is up for grabs. Yes, you can win or receive your very own copy. We're doing a giveaway as this is our first video. So 3 things you have to do: rate us, comment, like us on Facebook, and then send us a message, and one lucky listener will be picked at random and will receive their very own copy of the CD Lament by Ultravox. Oh, and marks out of 10 for this album, definitely 4.5 stars out of 5. Brilliant album, and never get fed up of listening to it. So thanks for listening, hope you've enjoyed all we've had to say, and we'll see you next time, and hopefully before too long.